Hello everyone. So you've tried grid journaling and you want to do some more, but you're not quite sure how to go about finding colors and color combinations. The best thing to do would be to go through your papers and start sorting things into colors. I have here pink, red, orange. I suggest when you start sorting your colors to keep it simple. Put all your oranges together, all your yellows together. It doesn't matter what kind of yellows or reds or greens or whatever. Keep them all together. And you'll want to sort pink, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Maybe you want to do separate teal, gray, black and white. I have silver, I have gold, I have copper, not very much, but a little bit. So beige and brown, maybe you want to separate everything and you want to keep your colors solid. You want everything to be one color. You don't need big, huge pieces like my pinks. All these are tiny little bits, but they're all in the pink. You don't need a lot of anything for grid journaling, which makes it really, really cool. So I put all my bits together. And I am talking about sorting out scrapbook paper, if you have origami paper, your painted papers, tissue paper. I have fancy papers. I call them fancy papers. The mulberry paper and rice papers that you might have. All of that kind of thing. Wrapping paper on all that. Those kinds of paper. Make sure they're all a solid color. You put them all together. And you don't need to overwhelm yourself. You don't need to get all your painted paper out and do it all at one time. You probably have a lot of scrapbook paper, and that scrapbook paper is big. It's not going to fit in a page protector like this. So just grab a little piece of it. You're going to know where your scrap paper is. So when you come across that piece, you'll know where to find more of it if you want to use it. Same thing with tissue paper. You don't want all your tissue paper all sorted out. Just get a little sample of what you have and put it in its color so you know you have it and you know where to find it. So when you come across something that has more than one color, like this, you want to separate that out into your inspiration. I have a shoebox that I put my inspiration in, and only separate those pieces of paper that you like, that you think you're going to use. You don't need to separate everything. You're going to get overwhelmed. It's going to be way too much. I enjoy this part. I'm always surprised at how much I have, things that I have had for a long time and forgotten all about. These fancy papers that I have, they're fun for me. I like that they have gold and silver and all this stuff. But you want to put all your inspiration in one place. And when you are sorted out, when you've got enough stuff, and you might want to do that slowly. You don't have to do everything right away. You might come across a piece of inspiration that you really want to do something with. You want to do some grid journaling. You don't want to sort your papers anymore. This little piece is really cool to me. It's light purple, a light yellow, and I guess it's kind of red. It could be an orange. I'm not sure. I mean, that would work. And so I would go to my red, find a little bit of red, go to my yellows, find some yellow that goes with it, and I match up the paper with my inspiration. I like that red with that, put it to the side. Go to yellow, I have so much. Go to yellow and find a piece that you like. I like this one because it's got a little bit of that red in it. It's got a dark yellow. I like that. Put it to the side. Go to your purples. Find some purple. Or go to your supplies and find a purple. This is a purple crayon rubbing. So I might want to make some more of this purple crayon rubbing, put some yellow over it, and use that for my bits. Then when I get my bits together, maybe I want to use a light yellow too. I don't have any purple with me right now. But then I put it all together. And I put all that, let's get this out of the way, into a page protector all its own. So that when I'm ready to do some grid journaling, I've got some color combinations all ready to go that I'm all excited about, and I'm ready to have some fun. So these are some of the color combinations that I have put together. And it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. I'm like, oh, I want to do that one today. I'll grab that out and just start working with it. You don't need a lot to do this grid journaling. So your little tiny bits of painted paper are perfect for this. If you are creating a pit of painted paper, this is a good enough size. You don't need a ton of supplies for this, which is great. If you don't have a whole lot of room, like I do, doing a couple of these little pieces, putting them aside to dry, my space is pretty much full at that point. So I can do just a little bit at a time. And then I can sort them out after they dry. And I've got some color combinations that I can work with. I don't need to use this whole piece. This was my inspiration. I added some of these little pieces to it, and then I'll probably just use this. I probably won't use the inspiration, but I could if I wanted to at the time. But I've got a ton of color combinations to use when I'm in the mood to do this. So that's what I suggest. Go slow. Don't overwhelm yourself. Have fun with sorting out your colors, and you don't need to do everything all at once. Probably do painted papers first, because usually they have more than one color, and you can put a little piece in your inspiration, and then go to your fancy papers and your tissue paper and your scrapbook paper. You'll probably find inspiration pieces in your scrapbook paper because a lot of those pieces of scrapbook paper have more than one color. But sort out your single colors, and then you can match up your inspiration and put it all together, and then you've got a little bit of this to work with. You don't need a ton of these sorted out before you start. You might want to just have an inspiration. I want to do this. This is what really excites me right now. Do the grid journaling for that, and then when you're finished, go to your next inspiration piece, whatever that may be. I'm looking at this one. It's a copper and light yellow. Like that looks really interesting to me. And I think I might want to try some of that. I'm doing grid journaling to use some supplies that I've had for years that I haven't used. And so I will find something like this and go to my supplies. Let me go to maybe my watercolors or my scribble sticks and find a light yellow and test out on a little piece of paper the yellows that I have, pens, pencils, crayons, whatever, and find a color that I like, do a little bit of scribbling, a little bit of color, maybe some acrylic paint, and then find the copper. I think it's a watercolor copper that I have. Maybe I want to add a little bit of copper to the yellows that I've had, or I want to do a single sheet of copper, and then go to my yellows and match up some other little papers and come up with a little collection to use at a later date. So I'm using my supplies, getting them out, seeing what I have. I am so amazed at all the stuff that I've got that I haven't used in years. I'm overwhelmed with all of my supplies, but I'm excited to start using them again. And I think this is just the perfect thing for me to get out those supplies, those ink pads and those crayons and all the pens that I have, and just start playing around with these supplies and then doing some grid journaling, using the stuff that I'm making and collecting, making room for more inspiration and more combinations. I'm having so much fun with this. So I hope that helps. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed with too much stuff, too many things going at one time. Grab just a handful of painted papers, a handful of scrapbook paper, sort it out, let yourself find some inspiration pieces, and if you're looking for a certain color, then go through your fancy papers, your scrapbook papers, your painted papers, and see if you can pull out just a little bit at a time. And have fun along the way instead of getting bogged down with trying to sort everything all at once. There'll be plenty of opportunities to use a bunch of different color combinations, so you're not going to miss out on anything. Have fun with it. I love the color therapy part of this. Like, what supplies do I have that would go with this? What ink pad can I use? What acrylic paint, acrylic ink? What pen do I have that I can make some circles and do this with? It's been a lot of fun. So I hope that helps. Have fun with it. Thanks for watching.